So today's message is going to be a very hard cookie to swallow, even for me. This is something that I'm learning to heal within myself. And the topic for today is forgiveness, specifically forgiving your parents. And I know relationships with parents is very complicated, and there can be a lot of anger, a lot of pent up, built up anger, sadness, words that you'll never get to express because you don't have the courage or it's too late. You just never got the chance to say the words that you always felt internally. And something, I wrote this down in my journal right now. Something that I'm learning is that forgiveness is something that we're all deserving of. It's not only to yourself, it's not only forgiving yourself for your mistakes, it's also forgiving people for theirs because of what they've gone through and their circumstances, because we're not all built the same. We're not all built with the same mental strength, with all the same experiences and mindsets. And so we have to be patient with others for what they choose to hold on to and how they choose to show up. And I'll go deep into this after, but I'm going to read this journal entry that came out of me and really resonates with this topic. And I don't know, I just had this feeling again of like getting mad at one of my parents because my mom, I'll just be honest on here. My mom, she's not here anymore. And growing up, like I had a lot of anger towards her and mixed emotions that I never really understood. Like I wanted to love her and I wanted us to have a good relationship, and I just didn't understand why we didn't, and neither did she. And obviously, she chose to make certain decisions when I was younger, and so did I, based off of what I was shown growing up. And so, in a way, you can't blame me, but for what I wrote here, you can't blame her either. So, anyways, let me just read it. Give them a chance to show up a different way. Forgive over and over again. Leave if you feel uncomfortable or disrespected. Don't stay for long if you don't feel seen. But continue to show up for yourself. Try again for yourself. Although we may do bad things as humans, that doesn't make us inherently bad. We have always been the present awareness behind each action. And in order to figure out how we want to show up, we must first show up how we don't want to. Forgive. Forgive yourself and them. Forgive them because they're still learning too. Forgive them because they're still trying to show up. Forgive them because we are all a result of our circumstances, and it takes a strong person to grow out of them. So be patient, be loving, show up how you want to show up, but be patient because it's their first life too. Never define anyone by a moment. We were never a moment, decision, or action. We have always been the constant awareness behind it. From childhood to being old, the one thing that remains constant within us is awareness, is the consciousness that is within us from birth to death. Babies literally, they don't have a personality yet. They they're alive, but and they're experiencing this world, but all they are is awareness. They're processing images, noise, feelings like sensations, taste, and that all is through awareness, through the five senses. And from that until we're old, that's all that's ever here. And throughout the time period between there, we make these decisions, and they're all learning experiences. And I've been guilty of feeling guilty about making certain decisions in my life, showing up the wrong way, being angry at somebody, being doing a really bad action towards somebody, and just like making mistakes and then punishing myself for it. Like, why would you do that? And like, you should have known better. Or just any bad way to view myself. But the truth is, like, I wouldn't have known that I don't like showing up that way and I don't want to be that person until I was that person who did that action, who did somebody dirty, who disrespected somebody a certain way. Like, I'm sure that maybe some things I learned through my childhood, or I don't know, just seeing certain things in my life, like my circumstances, but that doesn't give me an excuse to continue showing up that way. Like, once I see a pattern within myself that I did something that I don't like about myself, then it's my choice to consciously choose to not do that anymore. And apologizing for my actions because knowing that I hurt somebody else is something that I do not want to do. Is me personally, who I am a person as a who I am as a person. I don't want to hurt other people. And so chip and I will chip away at the little statue that is me, and I will continue to refine the person that I am and choose to show up a different way. And I believe it goes the same way for other people, even our parents. Being a parent is so hard, and I've seen my sister go through the struggles and the hard, like, mental strength it takes to raise a child. And you don't always know what you're doing. You don't know that you're always making the right decision. And sometimes you are gonna F up while being a parent, and you are gonna make the wrong choice. And it's your decision to choose to make a different choice the next time. And so when it comes to having a bad relationship with your parents, they're gonna mess up too. They're gonna mess up, and it's gonna remind you of all the times that they messed up before. It's gonna remind you of all the times that they didn't see you a certain way, and they didn't love you the right way. But for yourself, you have to continue showing up, at least for me in my life, because I no longer have that choice. I never have that. I'm never going to have that opportunity with my mom again. To have that opportunity with my dad, and to be able to spend time with him and to see how things turn out, I will continue doing that because I have the opportunity to do it. And maybe that might sound sad to somebody, but to me, it's not, because I, like I said right here, I think we need to continue giving each other chances to show up a certain way. Not if you're being disrespected to a point where, like it's like affecting your mental health and like hurting you. Not that. Like, first of all, I want to say that because I know that, like, if somebody's treating you wrong, get out of that situation. Really get out of that situation. Um, and if you don't feel seen by them, then don't be around them for that long. If it's just going out for like 30 minutes, an hour, and it feels good to you to have that relationship, then keep doing it. For me, like, I just think that we should continue giving each other chances because we are never can never be defined by a moment. We are never going to be defined by our choices. We are always the awareness of our choices, and we can, like, literally we could never be our thoughts. We could never be our body. We could never be our mind. We're never one of any of those things because all those things disappear. All the things disappear. The only thing that is always here is the present in awareness. The only thing that is constantly here is awareness, is this moment right now where everything is playing out. Any choice, any decision that I make right here, it's going to disappear. It's going to disappear. It's not going to last forever. If I choose to show up as the angry person, I'm not going to be angry forever. Or I mean if I choose to be. But everything is constantly passing. Like the way that seasons change, where do the seasons change? Like it's always right here, right now, in the present moment, as awareness, as us experiencing and recognizing, seeing, experiencing. So, my best advice is to forgive and to keep showing up anyways. See how things turn out. Every situation is not going to be the same. Every situation is never repeated. It's always different from the past. It's always happening a different way. But I'm not condoning anybody to stay in a situation that is really hurting them. Absolutely not. I'm just saying for yourself, if that's what feels good and you don't understand why you feel those feelings of holding on to resentment, it's because you're holding on to the story of what that person did before, of who that person showed up as before. So choose to be present now, choose to give them another chance. And if they prove you wrong, then F them. You still have yourself. You're always you always got to give that love that other people don't give to you because like in my other video, it feels so much better when you give it to yourself. So stop looking for that in other people. Just treat people like I stopped holding, okay, this is just me like rambling, but like I stopped holding expectations onto other people because honestly, they're always going to prove me wrong. They're never going to give me what I need if I'm constantly looking out to them to give me that. I don't know. Sometimes you can't, I feel like you can't really tell people to show up a certain way from you because they're going to show up the way that they want to show up. They're going to do the things that they want to do. And I feel like if they wanted to, they would. Like from the get-go. And people are going to love you in their own way as well. And so I'm just learning to accept that. And I want to choose to love the people that do love me the way that I want to be loved. And one of those people is me. Yeah, that's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next message. I love you guys. And keep trying, keep showing up. I love you. Bye.